G'day and welcome back. Today we're going to be having a look at taking off and fitting pedals to my track bike. This is also applicable to road and time trial bikes with clipless pedals. To remove these particular pedals, use an 8mm Allen key inserted into the end of the axle spindle. Some pedals will use a 15mm spanner and some will use a 6mm Allen key instead of the 8mm. To remove pedals, I usually find it easiest to position the bike against a hard wall or object that's going to support the bike when you try and remove the pedals. Now it's really important to note that the left hand pedal uses a left hand thread. So that means that the pedals side to side use different threads and you mustn't interchange them. You mustn't put the left hand pedal in the right hand side or the right hand pedal in the left hand side. So you want to be extra sure when you're reinstalling or when you're removing and pushing really hard that you're pushing the right way. In the case of the right hand side pedal, which is what we're looking at, which has typically got the chain on it, my preferred method is to, when removing, move the crank to this position and install the Allen key from this side, making sure that it's in there nice and securely, because we're going to be pushing really hard on it. You want to use really good Allen keys and you want to make sure they're in securely like we are here. The next step, if the pedals aren't on super tight and they're not seized on there, sometimes what we can get away with is just pushing and this one's come loose. Sometimes if the pedals haven't been greased and they've been on there a long time or they're extra tight, that doesn't work and you have to use another method. And the method I find that works the best is getting a really good quality boot like this one and just pushing down on the Allen key like that, and then you'll be able to remove the pedal entirely. That's all removed. Now it's the same thing for the other side. So have the crank facing towards the front of the bike, down a little bit so you have nice good clearance. And same deal, put the Allen key in there a little bit. And you want to give yourself the best angle to push down on. So position the crank wherever it's going to be easiest for you to get some pressure on it. And then I'll try the same system with my foot. Just push down gently. There you go, that one's a little bit tighter. And so we'll turn this one the whole way. And we're ready to go. Now for the reinstallation, it's similar, but obviously you're turning things in the other direction. It's a good idea to put a little bit of grease on these threads. These ones are already greased nicely, especially with titanium axles if you have really fancy pedals, because they're going to weld themselves to the aluminium. So a little bit of grease is always a good idea. For the reinstallation, hold the pedal, and especially gently when you're starting, you don't want to cross-thread anything. Turn the Allen key in this direction. And then, once you feel a bit of resistance, push nice and hard, and that should be fine. I think the torque specification is 35 to 40 Newton meters for these pedals. I don't have a torque wrench and I've always just done it by feel and they haven't come loose, but if you have a torque wrench available, you should definitely use it. And do the drive side. And so this one's a little bit harder to get threaded to start off with. Find its way home. Same thing, push. Fantastic, and that's pedals reinstalled. And if you do that, you're ready for your flying away trip where you have to take the pedals off your bike to put it in an aeroplane, or if you're going to a track bike session and you don't have a bike and you take pedals off your time trial bike or your road bike, you know how to do it now. You know how to do it safely without breaking anything. Enjoy.